All right, YouTube. It's me, it's your boy, filmmaker Rod Kirby, back with another video. How the hell you been? How the hell you doing? It's been a long time since you've seen me, I know, but hey, life has been lifing. I am here, I'm alive, and I'm well. And we'll get into all that stuff and where I've been, all that good stuff. But first, I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Can I produce a movie from start to finish with no cast, no crew, no money, not yet, and do it all within a year? That, my friends, is my big idea. So as the title of this video states, I've been working on a feature-length movie for the past 5 years. I've been writing a movie for the past 5 years, and I am finally ready to put my boots on the ground, put my hands on the plow, and get this bad boy going. Okay, I'm so sick of writing this movie. I can't even believe I've been writing it for 5 years, but yes, writing a movie for 5 years, and I'm ready to actually produce this thing. So it is a passion project. It is something I'm super excited to share more with you about, and I'll get into that in just a second. But first, I want to answer some general questions. First, Rod, where the hell have you been? Well, life has been lifing. I've been working. I've been a little bit everywhere. Okay, first of all, I started a new business. My new company is called Rod Kirby Creative. And essentially, it's a marketing firm for independent filmmakers, just like you, just like me, right? I've noticed that a lot of filmmakers, they just don't understand the business side and the promotional side of marketing a movie. You'll work so hard on a project, you'll put your heart, your blood, your sweat, and your tears into it, and it's like, and then what? What do you do with it, right? Maybe it's a feature-length movie, maybe it's a series that you're developing, whatever it is, you want to get it out there in front of the world, you want to share it on social media, and get the biggest return on investment, right? That's where I come in. So I've basically been helping other filmmakers promote their movies and promote their series on social media, doing some content creation, doing some content marketing, just a whole bunch of fun stuff. And I'll leave a link down below so you can learn more about that service. I also do video production and multimedia for nonprofit organizations as well as corporations and small businesses. And on top of all that, I have a family of my own. I still work full time, so I've been busy, and as I said before, life has been lifing. I've been on YouTube for a while. Unfortunately, I took a break. Things got a little hectic, things got a bit busy for me, and I just had to kind of step away from content creation and YouTube, just take care of me, take care of my family. But now I'm back. I feel like beyond well rested. I'm ready to really kick this thing into gear and really focus on YouTube and bring you guys on a amazing journey with me. Producing this feature film project, which I'll go into details in just 1 second. Let's answer one more question, which is, what's my vision for this YouTube channel now? So going forward, we're gonna have vlog style videos, kind of like this, where it's just gonna be me and you, just talking, just chit chatting, two friends, getting to know each other. I want you guys to know me personally. I want you to follow along with me on this journey as I produce this movie. So I'll still have interviews with other filmmakers. I'll still produce longer form videos here and there. It may not be as many because I'm really trying to focus on my own film project right now. So I want to share more of that journey with you, more of that process and the content I'm creating around that project with you guys here on YouTube. And also, I just joined Patreon. So I have a Patreon now. And Patreon is really going to be kind of like my creative hub where I share materials I create from this feature film project. My budget, the actual script, the budget breakdown, character breakdowns, all that stuff that I'm creating for this feature film project will be housed there for all my Patreon members to consume and to learn from me. And we can have a dialogue and a chat there. I'll also be doing like monthly hangouts where you just talk to me, share your projects with me, and I can share more detailed stuff with you about what I'm working on as well. So if you're interested in Patreon and want to stay up to date with what I'm creating and what I'm doing, please, join me there. Links for all this will be in the description below. So let's talk about what I've been working on for the past 5 years. Well, it's a movie called Love in Dark Places. Here's a log line. When a depressed sex addict loses everything, he falls in love with an escort while working in his father's nightclub. Upon discovering an underground sex trafficking operation, he risks his life to defeat his father, save her, and overcome his addiction. Now, this project I've been working on, like I said, for 5 years. I actually started an early draft in 2020. I'm currently on the 7th revision of that draft, and my God, does it pain me to say that. You know, there's a whole there's a whole other video on why 7 drafts. You know, it has a lot to do with fear, honestly, and we'll get into that in other videos. So please subscribe if you want to hear that story and learn more about that. You know, it's a passion project. It's partly based on my real life, some dark places I've been in my life, you know, in the past, and I'll get into that in another video, going deeper into the story. But for right now, I just want to give you an overview of what it is. And you know, Love in Dark Places is it's a story about redemption. It's a story about addiction. You know, sex addiction it's rampant nowadays. I mean, addiction in general is rampant, but sex addiction in general is just, you know, it's one of those things that it's hard to talk about and hard to calculate because, you know, people keep that stuff closeted. They don't really share that stuff. So I wanted to write something that was engaging, something that's dramatic, something that can be a thriller and a lot of action into it. So this is more of a crime thriller. So it's a heavy story. It's probably gonna be rated R if it were to be rated. And part of the reason why it's taken me so long to put this thing together is because I really want to produce it with a modest budget. And I'm talking about indie budget. I'm not talking about Hollywood, you know, $50 million. I ain't talking about that. I would love that. So if you want to invest in that, you know, holla at your boy. Would love to work on that. I'm thinking of something that is $20,000, $25,000 range. That would be the budget that I really want to work with on this film. Now, do I have that? I do not have that yet, but I'm decreeing, declaring that it's going to happen. I'm going to have that money at some point within this year and make this movie finally. So my plan is essentially to finish writing the script, then go into breaking down the script and doing a budget. Once I have the budget, I'd like to start doing a crowdfunding campaign to raise the funds for that, as well as seek some investors. And I've got some people that I do know that might be interested in this. Some people that have expressed interest over the years. I've been working on it, so I can revisit, you know, with them to see if they're really ready. Because I'm this close to being ready to shoot this thing. I just need a cast, a crew, you know, some money, a budget. You know, the little things that you need to make a movie with, right? I just need a few things. But I really do believe that I can bring all those elements together and have it all ready to go within a year. And I think a year is reasonable. You know, honestly, at first, I was thinking about, you know, setting a timeline of 6 months, but I don't think that's reasonable with the budget that I want to shoot it with, right? So I want to be reasonable. I want to be realistic. But yeah, this movie has a bit of everything in it. So really looking forward to actually starting pre-production on that and casting and crewing up and all that good stuff. You know, I really want to bring you along on this journey with me as I produce my first feature film. So I'm super excited to get started on this, and it starts with this vlog. This is video number 1. So I'm gonna be vlogging every week, and these videos will serve as you know, a way to keep myself accountable and being dedicated to finishing this project. So what's next? Well, if you are interested in learning more about this film, interested in watching the behind the scenes of how I create this movie from start to finish, maybe you were working on your own projects and you want a little inspiration, you can learn from my mistakes that I might make. You might learn from my successes. You might learn just how I do things and my process in general. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Also head over to Patreon right now because I have a brand new filmmaking guide that I wrote just for you. It's the Indie Filmmaker's Guide to Crowdfunding Success. It's a really cool project I worked on last summer, and it just goes in depth into, you know, crowdfunding, what it is, how to do it the right way, and just sharing a lot of wisdom from a marketing and filmmaker perspective from, you know, one filmmaker to another. You know, I crowdfunded my last film. My last short film was The Prayer. Got that crowdfunded and was able to make that happen. So just sharing a lot of tips and you know, advice on how to get your own projects up and running through crowdfunding platforms. So that is free, and it's free for my Patreon members, and I'll release it later, you know, via email. So if you don't want to join the Patreon, you can always sign up for my newsletter, which the link is in the description below. But that'll do it for vlog number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in on today. I really appreciate it. And drop a comment, let me know what you're working on. If you're working on a crazy passion project you've been working on for 5 years like I have, or something else that you've got coming up, love to hear more about it. And I will see you guys in the next video. So peace out.